Hi, why the fuck notters? It's been a little while. It's nice to see you here. Right beside me, I have...
You got Mr. Dwight.
And, of course, we always have...
Aaron.
And myself, Ed. It's been a few weeks since we've been able to sit down. Holy fuck, has it been quite the couple weeks that we've had to deal with.
Yeah, sorry about missing an episode last week.
Yeah, we got a little bit of feedback from people like, where is it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it just happens. Life caught up with us. We've had a little bit of a hard time trying to like figure out times just in general. Like time itself is just not working in a way. Yeah,
It seems to be all over the place.
And I believe this one will be a little bit late as well.
Yeah,
Hours.
this will be a few hours late. It's still happening on Tuesday, but it's going to be a few, like probably 2 hours late.
But it's kind of being recorded like live almost.
Almost like, yeah, this is about as live as we've ever been.
About as live, yeah. You're going to hear this 2 hours after it's recorded.
So,
And to prove that this is actually the day we're saying it on.
Bitcoin is worth how much?
Hold on 1 second now. Well, I can tell you, there was a shooting in somewhere today, Alabama, at a military place.
I was expecting a KFC.
A KFC. Well,
There was
that
a shooting at
happens
KFC. The crispy chicken got original recipe. People were pissed. Pandemonium, people.
Found out gravy was made with
The
this.
Bitcoin price.
Fucking oil. Oil and fucking cornstarch.
Bitcoin is 2270 American right now,
Right on.
and Ethereum is probably 295.
We dated ourselves. Deal with it.
222. 222. Ethereum is down. Panic. Sell all shares. Fuck.
Everybody run.
Everyone panic.
Bitcoin has lost a little bit.
Yeah, I lost like $4 because of that.
That's $4 you never get back unless it shoots up another
Yeah,
fucking
unless you hold on to
28%.
For a week.
Until it shoots back the fuck up and then back the fuck down. Man, that shit's worse than the stock market. You just have to be ready to like sell,
Oh,
sell,
man.
sell.
You don't even know. Fucking this week. Sorry, we're getting off topic already. But this week there was an exchange, and basically what happened is this guy sold off like several $3.6 million worth of Ethereum, which is another cryptocurrency like Bitcoin that I am currently mining right now. And it dropped the price from $350 American to like $3.
Oh shit!
And then everyone had these things. They're called stop losses. So if it goes beyond a certain point, if it goes
like
low enough,
or...
yeah, everyone sells off.
Yeah.
Oh
And it's
shit!
set to automatically do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this happened on one major exchange, which there are a bunch of them. And so everything went down because of this guy, and then kept going down because of all these people.
Everybody else selling it off.
Yeah, so it was a huge thing. It shot right back up.
Oh, imagine that person that saw the $3 and bought
bought it
like
at nothing,
$10,000
yeah. Oh, yeah.
worth of it.
Now I think the people who did that, those might be ruled invalid. I'm
Really?
not sure because the exchange.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, if it's worth $3 and you buy it at $3, guess
Yeah.
what? It was $3 fucking bucks.
I guess
Yeah. Sorry, we're gonna give you your $3 back.
Yeah.
You don't get your 10 million, but here's $3.
hey, it's on the blockchain, so I guess it is final. But the exchange that this happened to, they're like, we're fucking sorry, and they're gonna have to pay back millions of dollars to all those people who had a stop loss triggered.
Jeez.
They're gonna have to pay back what they lost.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That might ruin the whole market on it if they have to pay that much into it.
It's just one exchange. There's a bunch of them. They're probably fucked for a little while.
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody's got a recovery point, but yeah. So back on topic. We've had a really hectic couple weeks here. Dwight, you were gone for a little bit. I was gone for a little bit, and Aaron's just been kind of like trying his best to keep things going. But he's working all the time too because I was gone. So
Where were you, Ed?
oh,
You know where you were.
yeah, you guys know, but
Yeah.
you
Where
guys
were
probably
you
know because I've
at?
said it on a past couple
How
podcasts.
was the
But
honeymoon?
it was fantastic, man. It was really good. The whole time, everything about it was amazing. We went to Orlando, Florida. We did the Disney run, the Universal Studios run and stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure you said on air. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
that you were gonna steal something.
I tried, man. You can't. It's
Motherfucker.
attached to his ass. You can't. It's legitimately attached.
There's
It was
scissors.
Eeyore, right? Eeyore's tail.
Ear's tail, yeah. And I got to meet him too. I have a picture
I saw the
online.
picture. Yeah.
Of Eeyore. I was
saw
super
it
happy.
too, and I thought right away,
Where's
is
the
this
tail,
Eeyore not have a tail
motherfucker?
anymore?
Yeah, like
or...
I tried, man. It was there, and I even
you have
grabbed
a
it,
knife
and
in
it
your
was
hand?
yeah. Like I asked him, like, "Do you still have your tail?" And he turned around, he was like this, and he shook his butt, and I'm like, "Oh, it's attached." Like
Wait, did you take a knife with you?
I was at a restaurant. I
scissors.
probably
Yeah,
could have.
exactly.
I was at a restaurant. I probably could have.
I'm disappointed in your efforts to tell you
I'm
all the
sorry.
truth.
He probably.
Okay, I'll go back then. Are you guys happy?
Yeah. All right. Get back
That's
now.
fine.
So
Redo the whole honeymoon.
Call it a reset.
Redo.
Redo.
Mulligan.
I need another 2 weeks off work.
The trip itself was fucking fantastic though. Like it was really good. It was plus about 40 to 45 here, or like 100 and whatever it was. Yeah, out there. It was fucking hot, but it rained every single day around 3 o'clock. It was like clockwork. Every single day around 3 o'clock, it would have a little rain pour or
Isn't the
something.
southern states kind of getting like a huge heat wave right now? Like I kind of heard about like in Arizona, they're like I've seen pictures of like recycling bins melting.
Wow.
Like apparently they've had like a silly hot.
It was hot when we were there, so I imagine so. Like it was fucking, man, dude. I was like glistening the whole time because I was like constant. I had to bring a towel with me
You
just
came
to
back
wipe.
whiter than when you left.
Then I did my job right.
Covered up.
Yeah, no, I brought a towel with me everywhere I went. We put like sunscreen on us like every chance we got. Like
Well, you
we
know
made
what
sure
they
we're
say.
solid.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Yes. Don't forget your towel. It was good, man. Disney was way more fun than I
How was
thought it was
getting
going
out
to be.
of the city and like abandoning like
Here?
here for a week?
Fucking great, man. It was nice to be able to walk
Yeah.
away from stuff for like a week
Yeah.
and like just kind of not think about it.
Yeah.
That
you
being
feel
said, by
less
the time,
stressed, or did you
oh yeah, I
feel-
feel way less stressed. I feel like
Yeah.
ready to go for like I'm recharged. My battery's back up
I
to
remember
full.
when I saw you the first day you came back on like that Saturday, I think it was. Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday. Yeah,
Well, when I saw you, anyways.
that was my first day back. Yeah,
Yeah,
like for you, like work and stuff.
You looked almost like 2 years younger.
Yeah,
For
I
real.
felt 2 years
For
younger.
real, like
like-
you looked like way better. You looked like you.
I felt better.
Stress had been taken off or something. Or
Oh, I needed that. I was
Whatever it
getting
was.
I was feeling pretty heavy for the past several months, and getting away really helped me out.
Yeah.
I honestly, battery's recharged. I feel so much better, ready to go for the next however
You know
long I
that
need
your
to go.
vacation was at least semi-successful when you're like almost excited to get back to work and start.
I
doing
was
that.
the Friday before. I was getting bored. I was like, yeah. I can't remember what we did at the house. It wasn't much. Like the Thursday before we rearranged the living room, as you guys can see it now. Our studio has been flipped around, more or less.
Yeah, I'm not starting to get video games anymore.
Now you just have guitars.
Yeah, but those are awesome
I'm
guitars.
staring at video games.
Yeah, so we did that, and then Friday we just kind of did nothing, and I was like super bored.
Do you think, like, I know we were talking, there was this lady who came out. Have you ever heard of the Venus Project?
I've heard that before, but I don't know
It was
exactly
like,
what
it
it
was
is.
basically an idea. I mean, like, to sum up the idea quickly, it was like an idea on like a way to get rid of the monetary system. And like one of the biggest contradictories to it was that if people aren't encouraged to do work with money, then they wouldn't do work at all. Like that's the biggest issue we think of getting rid of.
That's
money,
very.
right,
that depends on the
is they would be
situation,
lazy
right?
or whatever. But
Well, that's the
I think
biggest
it goes to
problem.
show you that like you were off for only 2 weeks and
Yeah.
you felt an urgency to at least be proactive. In
Yeah,
something,
doing
right?
something.
Doing
Yeah,
something.
like if it kept going, I would have to find something for
go
myself to do.
insane
Yeah,
by
I would.
doing that,
I would
right?
need something. Like even if it's just like a hobby or something, but I would need something that like I have a goal, like an end goal at the end of
Yeah.
it. I would need.
I feel
that.
like most people would be like that, right?
Yeah. Well,
Like-
but there's always that certain small percent of people who are just going to be freeloaders, and that's
I've
the
met a few of
argument-
those people.
That's the argument against universal basic income, which is just giving everyone a set amount of money.
Yeah.
What if you just? Well, what's the difference between giving
if we
someone a
just
set of
took
money
them out?
and not giving them at all? Like, is it just money's there for rationing at that point, so that like one person
Survival.
See, like, what about the idea of that? If that person doesn't do anything, and they're not like say if Ed liked playing music, which he does,
Mhm.
and he would love doing that every single day, and Aaron loved building computers, and Ed would build you a record or a CD.
Build you. I will fucking Lego
record.
block you a fucking record.
All right.
in return for you
Some
helping him build a
wax.
computer.
So,
or
like,
whatever,
an
right? It's
exchange
you're
of goods.
Exchanging of goods.
Yeah.
So if that lazy person, do you think it would almost wean that lazy person out of?
To an extent.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I
if
think.
they,
I
if
think
they
it would.
weren't trading any of their value, or if because some people wouldn't mind being a garbage man or whatever it is, but if they weren't trading their valued goods or what they wanted to do for something in return,
If we
Essentially,
leave
that's
them.
what we're doing now, isn't it? Just with money, though. Like money's giving us those goods. It's like we're exchanging for goods,
the
but not the
issue
same
is
way.
you got people hoarding. Like you got people that are not in the middle class, right? Like we got to hire like those people who have an abundance of money,
Which
and
doesn't
continue
matter.
to have an abundance of money. They're not going to put forth what maybe the guy who the middle class who's working really hard with you know what I'm saying?
so you'd be harboring skills or hoarding skills.
Yeah,
Well, that's the way
sure,
it used
right?
to be,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Like, it used
That's
to be
how
that
it
way.
used to be,
Yeah, a
right?
long time ago. It was the
Trade and
blacksmith
barter.
did his thing for something for food and so on and so forth. Like they just traded.
Yeah, that's the
But
With
then
each other.
everyone's kind of doing things that they want to do. right? Or they're offering their skill.
Their skill is what it is.
They're
Yeah, like
offering
real
their skill.
skill. You know, like not just doing something that they can make money at.
Yeah.
So you tend to go
They're giving
towards
the world what.
yeah, you go towards what you know and what you know you can do well, because if you know you can do it well, you're probably going to get more in your trade with it.
That's right.
Yeah, which makes sense. I think that would probably eliminate a lot of like that laziness of like just sitting on your butt and doing nothing. But again, like I've said, I've met a lot of people that's all they want to do.
Just be okay with doing nothing.
Yeah, they're just okay
But now
with
you don't give those people food.
slothing themselves.
Then what happens?
Yes, I agree.
Then what happens?
Stop giving lazy
I
people
mean, they're
food.
gonna have to go do something, right?
Yeah.
Like if every time you're pushed in a corner, right? Like we've talked about this before. Say if you're like unemployed, right? And like say if you're trying to find a job when you have a job, like the success rate of you getting one is like because you're putting like not your full effort into getting that other job. But if you had bills to pay, you got fired, and you have bills to pay, and you have to buy yourself food, you're gonna figure out a way to buy food, and you're gonna figure out a way to pay your rent, and you're gonna force yourself to find a job. Like you're pushed in a corner where you have to do it. But those people who are lazy and whatever freeloaders, they don't have that push.
Survival of the fittest at this point, right? Is almost what it comes down to.
They're eventually that person's gonna need food. They're gonna have to leave their house, and they're gonna have to
It's like no,
do
no.
something. Right?
I have fucking
No,
Twitter.
no.
I've got fucking Facebook. That's all I need. I don't need
I
food.
can eat Facebook.
Can I have a portion of Facebook, please? Just a portion. I just need a portion.
Twitter.
Just sitting on the side of the street, like Facebook. Do you have extra Facebook?
Can I get a like?
Can I get 3 likes? That's all I need for
That's all I'm
today. I
asking.
just
Please.
need 3 likes. I'm just walking from car to car and everybody just waving their hand. Sorry, man. I got all the likes I have.
I'm
for
all
myself.
out of likes.
I'm out.
That's all I got. That's all the likes I got.
That would be a cool world to live in, I think. I think that's like...
We're
Everyone's
going there.
laughing at me.
Bitcoin's
Sounds-
barely worth anything now, so we're going there.
Fuck you. Still worth
you, I just bought a bunch.
$2,200.
Dwight,
Sorry, rambling.
how's your week been?
The week's been pretty good.
Or
I mean,
weeks.
weeks up. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, just again, we're talking about kind of time management and us being like unfortunately missing last week's podcast, and I was kind of like reflecting back on it and thinking like I made myself really busy, but maybe if I would have altered my priorities, maybe I would have had time to do it. So maybe the guilt is still on me that a podcast didn't get released because I mean I was super busy. There's no doubt.
No,
about it.
I know what you've been
But-
going through. So like, yeah, you've had a lot of stuff you've had to
Yeah.
do.
I was I had to go to Edmonton there.
Yep.
And I had to fix up my place, and then in there. put
I
it on
saw the
market
pictures,
for
by the way.
sale.
Beautiful. You've done
Thank
great
you.
with that. Yeah, it
Thank
looks
you.
really nice.
It was a stressful couple of days
For a
there.
weekend work, you
Well, I
made that
left
thing
at
look really nice.
Thursday at 2 in the morning after I did a bartending shift. So 2 in the morning, we hit the road, drove out to Edmonton, and then cleaned the entire place up, fixed it all up, slept for about 8 hours the entire trip, and then drove back.
Jesus.
And yeah, hauled some goods back, and then got a professional photographer to come in, take pictures of the home, and put it up for sale. So it was productive. It was a really productive 4 days, and then coming back to doing renovations at the house here and
working, because you
and
basically,
working,
yeah, that was
because
your
I
days off. Was
I
there?
literally had 9-day stretch or whatever it was in a row. So it was busy, and I feel really guilty though that I couldn't prioritize.
I think that's also going back to you at your at your fitness place, where you said that that one person taught you that you can make anything as long as you arrange
That's
it
right.
that way. So I get where you're
That's
going to get
right.
that, but I also been on the other side of that where you just have too many things to do.
Sometimes your plate's just too full.
Yeah, there's sometimes you have to like make an elimination just to make everything else work, and
Yeah.
it just happens.
Yeah.
How
How do you get yourself in that position though? Is that just like taking on too much, or is it just life circumstances coming at you?
putting things
A
off
little bit
slash
of both.
putting things off until the last minute sometimes can do that. Taking on too much more than you can chew is another thing too. A lot of people with a lot of pride tend to do that to themselves too, because they feel that they can do this and then they can do this and then they can do this, and before they know it, that
And they're
pile
doing
is huge.
half-assed
Yeah.
on kind of everything instead
Just
of
to get through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which ends up being worse for everybody in the end. So
Yeah.
that does happen, but I mean, for the most part, I think you did well with what you had to do. Everything looks great. We had to miss a podcast again.
was
Sorry,
good.
folks. We're going to make it up to you and make sure that from this point forward, we are on time every time.
Well,
so-
except for today.
Except for today. This is the last day, damn it. But this is coming out on Tuesday, so from this point forward, I think we're going to do what we did before and get ourselves ahead of the game and make sure that we're doing it that way. So,
But to jump back on it, it was good. It was a good week. It was productive enough, I guess.
quick
right?
question,
Yeah.
actually, for you.
Sure.
Getting a little excited? I mean, in 2-ish months, you're no longer going to be Uncle D. You're going to be Daddy D.
Baby coming.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. And you know what? I'm not a very fun guy anyways. I don't go out too much. And so having an extra person at home to hang out with is going to be fun.
Sweet.
And I don't know. I'm ready for it. So I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
So I've been meaning to ask you. I've been working with with the wifey and seeing her getting bigger and becoming like the baby mom and like just like he must be getting super glowy excited over this.
It's such an exciting time. It's you know what? It's so much emotions when it's, like pregnancy is like. I think it was a very scary thing in the first trimester, only because I didn't think it was scary that, like, the first 3 months of the pregnancy. I didn't think it was scary because she was pregnant. I thought it was scary because when you go to the doctors and you got to test for blood to see if your kid could be autistic, and you have to, there could be a
it's the what ifs, right?
Could be, and they load all this information at you like right at the beginning, so you worry, right? You're like, oh my god, is this baby gonna be okay? Is like, am I doing things right? Am I eating the right nutrients? Am I too stressed? Am I stressing the baby out? Like, there's a million things you're constantly worried about. But you kind of learn to take a step back. I feel like I think the best piece of advice I got was stress is something that, like, the doctors would always tell you, like, don't stress and be calm or whatever. But then I had one doctor tell me, it's like, well, there's women in Iraq where bombs are dropping,
and they're still having the kids.
From their house, and they're having kids. And
they're doing good with them.
Like, that's a stressful situation. You being, having
like,
to work an extra.
I gotta get gas before I go to work this morning.
Problems are so exactly. It's like, and we can afford gas, right? Like, it's
the lineup at the fucking full serve is like 3 deep. This is bullshit.
Gas today. God damn it.
Prepaid bullshit.
So, it's a mixed emotions. I feel like in the first 3 months, and I feel like at this point, that's kind of out of the way. I know it's coming. I'm excited about it. So. Yeah,
I'm excited for you, man. It's gonna be awesome one. I can't wait. That's gonna be fucking fantastic.
As long as you don't turn into one of those people where everything you talk about is, oh, my kid, my baby.
You know what? Okay, because today, thank you for bringing this up. Because today we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna
my kid,
how you guys
the whole podcast.
Today's topic is Dwight's kid.
It's gonna be a meet the host. We're gonna talk about we're gonna ask each other random questions and fun questions so you guys can get to know us a bit better. But one of the first questions was what grinds your gears, and because you brought that up, I'll tell you what grinds my gears. People that tell people their kid's age in weeks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right? It's a year or it's not.
Or months, like my kid's 36 months old. Fuck you. Your kid's 3 years old. All right. He's not 36
actually, my
months.
kid's 7.5 weeks old.
Yeah.
And like maybe 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours.
I don't know why that's a thing either.
Why is that a thing? Like, and it's always in weeks or months. Like, it's never in years. Like, why isn't it a year? Like, why can't you be like 1.5 years old? Like,
when women are talking about how long their pregnancy is, it goes for weeks until the first trimester is done, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in the second trimester," and it becomes months, right? Like, and that's usually how it goes. I'm thinking it has something like that kind of carries through the week thing, right?
You got to be the fortnight guy. When people ask how old's your kid, be like 17 fortnights.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Treated in knots. Like, how the fuck's that gonna
knots? 17 nautical miles.
That's it's about that long. I think if you deprive yourself of sleep for a month, you're gonna remember every hour of that month, right? So maybe that's kind of where it goes.
That's what it
is. Yeah, because it is pretty rough for the first month or two when
I'm
you're trying to get them on the pattern.
Maybe I'll be one of those dicks,
Yeah, it's like, well, we'll be sure to remind you that you're that dick when it happens.
Please call me out. Please call me out if that ever happens.
Aaron, how's your week been? Especially the past 2.
Good, actually. This couple days ago, I went paintballing for the first time.
Oh, you've never been before, eh? This is your first time?
Yeah, that was actually my first time. I've been trying to go out because, like, there's a group at work that goes. And, like, I was supposed to go the last 2 times, but shit happened. I had to work. But I finally got it off, and I went. And it was amazing.
Yeah. It's tons of fun, yeah. You get a lot of stress out when you do that stuff, too. Like, getting hit by it and hitting people with it, all of it just melts away from you. It's really good.
Well, how many situations in life are you, like, running away from someone with a gun? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
more often than you'd think.
I live in the North End. But, like, that excitement, that thrill, right? Like, it's like, there's very few sports that you really get, like, that
just
adrenaline rush almost.
Yeah,
right?
like, I'm a not very active person. I ride my bike a couple times a year. No.
I was going to say a week.
Just a couple times.
A century. Like a quarter century, 3 or 4 times.
17 fortnights. Yeah, so I was actually running a lot. Well, what I define a lot. I would go, like, hard for the first, like, 30 seconds, and I'd be like, shit.
You just, like, you can see him from the entrance to the first fucking tire he gets to hide behind. 6 feet later, he's like, fuck.
Yeah, slow motion.
Holy
shit. Like an hour and a
Everybody
half.
else is just running past him like normal.
I feel like such an old
Have that do in the background as he's going all slow, and then but
not that bad. Come on. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was like jumping on cars and shooting at people.
Well, the couple of guys that you went with, Kyle, who was on the podcast last
Yeah.
time, you went with him as well, and he was telling me he didn't think like him and Devin were both blown away with how fast you were moving and how active you were at paintball.
I don't move fast a lot.
Yeah, like it would have been a cool sight to see almost.
How many in CS:GO do you have hours?
CS:GO?
Yeah, whatever it is, like
Maybe like 200 tops.
Okay, fun fact. Let me pause this for a second.
You probably have more in CS:GO than me.
I probably do. Yeah, I played a lot of CS. But what I was going to say was I read this statistic one time that golf is the only sport that you can watch and get better at. Like you'll get better if you're watching, like the Golf Network.
yeah.
Like you'll become a better golfer if you're watching the Golf Network.
But when you're watching golf,
Because
it's literally 80% of sky. That's all you see is fucking click and then sky for 2 minutes, and then
Well, a lot of it's a mental game. Like if you're ever if most golfers will tell you that golf it's more mental than it is.
Swing?
I believe it. Yeah, I played golf like a long time ago. Like when I was younger, I used to play with my dad all the time. I sucked at it, but like it did a lot of benefit. Like it was super beneficial playing it. I always felt more relaxed afterwards. Mm-hmm. Clearing your mind, absolutely, yeah. Yep. You can only think about so much when you're on there. Like you keep going, you think about your shit as you're going. By the second hole, you're like you fucking have nothing left to think about.
Shot or someone's right behind you tailing when you're teeing off or something
you
you get more nervous and your shots are seriously it affects you a lot. Mm-hmm. But like I wonder if like playing Counter-Strike helped with your paintball game.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Did you learn to jump on cars and cartwheel and
like I did this shit?
I wasn't doing cartwheels.
Whatever the hell you were doing, I'm sure you took some of your strategic play from Counter-Strike.
Not just Counter-Strike. Like I play a lot of like competitive games where you gotta like lean out of.
Okay, yeah. So you
learned some stuff that you could pull.
Yeah, at one point there's like this tiny window in this house, and I was like standing on a bathtub, like in the rain, pointing out, like shooting through this little house. Like yeah, it was great.
I know it was a funny strategy that. Well, I mean, like you could tell that Devin was a bit more of a veteran player when I went
because of his combat uniform.
Well,
and his
because of
boots
his
and his helmet.
That gives it away for sure. But he had this like little bell or something or can or something in his like that he carried with him. And I remember there was a castle level and he was on the second story of this castle and there was like a little window. And I was far enough away where I could see him that he was there, but I couldn't like tell if it was. He put a can. He basically carried this thing with him. I don't know if it was a can or what. And he would like put it in the window, and I would go ape shit firing at this thing, thinking it was him or his arm or something. And it was really just this like decoy thing, and then he'd pop out the other side and start firing. I'd be like, oh Jesus!
Yeah, that's really strategic.
That's strategic. That's a veteran.
That's taking it fucking to the next level. That is the Jordan of fucking like.
when I went, one of Devin's buddy, also hardcore as fuck, giant guy. He's got this giant fucking like $1,000 gun. Holds 200 rounds, shoots automatically, like fast as fuck. It's got a laser on it.
I think that takes away, when you put something like a laser on there, that takes away from the game a little bit.
No.
That's like saying that swords and gladiators to guns. Are you saying it takes away some of the fun?
Swords and gladiators to guns?
Well, like I'm just saying, like if you go from like if you use a shitty
if you're playing
rental gun versus like this, M16 or whatever.
Whatever.
That's what I'm just thinking. If you got a laser sight on there, like it's not perfect. I know that wind variance will make a difference.
But the thing is, it doesn't help with aiming.
I guess
it's more for intimidation, and I didn't.
You just see this red dot.
Yeah,
like son of a bitch.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you a story.
Just keep shooting at his eyes.
Gather around the table, folks. I'll tell you a story of when I played paintball at one time.
That one time.
Yeah. So at first I thought it was an aim thing, but then like we were in that castle level, and he just like. The guy with the gun poked out, and he was in cover. All I saw was this laser at me, and I immediately knew I was fucked. I started running as fast as I could to try and get to cover. Still got hit with like 4 rounds. Like that thing is all intimidation.
Well, yeah, seeing it against the wall or some shit would make you pop out of cover.
Well, what if you just bought yourself like one of those laser pointers that will like
blind
totally. Your god? Yeah, so why don't you... And then you just blind your opponent.
Well, that's illegal.
You're probably not supposed to point in your fucking
blind them. Yeah.
Just for a game.
You can't see anymore. Yeah.
There was
hit them when they're weak.
GG guys. GG.
There was a guy with one of those powerful ones that he used for nighttime, so you could see a bit because it was a powerful laser.
I wonder if he uses that at home for self-defense.
Why wouldn't you?
Aiming at helicopters.
Yeah, that's fucking aiming at helicopters just for fun.
Probably just like leaves his door unlocked and just sits there at night.
Oh shit! I remember
Just someone walk in.
Devin was saying he had some sort of shit happening at his place where somebody was like outside of his house, so he fucking
Geared up.
He geared up, put a
Yeah.
fucking night vision goggles. I'm like, wait a minute, okay, we're missing a very
Think of the
important part.
mindfuck
Why
of
do you
that
have
person.
night vision fucking goggles? Like when?
Think if you're robbing a house, okay? Not that we ever would, but like, say if you're robbing a house and you walk in that door, think of the mindfuck when you see a guy fully
Night
camoed out with a
vision.
German flag on his shoulder, night vision, and like a gun pointed at you. You'd be like, wrong house. Like, this
Yeah.
would be the thing.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry, I thought this was 152, not 156. I'm gonna.
My bad. I'm gonna
I'll
leave
just.
now. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm just- sorry. Okay, well, if you didn't know, this is Why the Fuck Not, where three guys get around one table and discuss one topic for all of your wonderful amusement. Today's topic is one that we decided to do just kind of as a treat for everybody. We've been kind of talking about it for the past couple weeks, but this is a Meet Your Host. Dwight kind of went into it a little bit earlier, and I'm going to be handing the reins of host down to Dwight to ask some questions, and he'll be asking himself the same questions.
Yeah, you guys get the opportunity to meet the host today. I think it's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna learn a lot about you two as well. So I think this is gonna be kind of cool.
I've been looking forward to this ever since we started like talking, like toying with this idea. I've been like, oh, I
gonna
want to
be
do
fun.
that. I want to do it. I want to do it.
Sure.
You know,
You just like talking about yourself.
that's what it is, really. Like I just like
Listening to
I like
myself.
stroking my ego as much as possible.
I listen to this podcast and just listen to my part.
Yeah, I just skip that. Dwight, just right next to the next one.
Yeah.
I just fast forwarded like it was a
Love
tape
this.
player.
I just add the noise myself.
Okay, there we go. We're good.
Sometimes I add the dial-up noise on my computer. Whenever my internet's being slow, I'm just like.
The old 56K modem sound.
First question: what grinds my gears? And I went ahead and just jumped the gun on that one because I could probably say more than one thing that grinds my gears, but I'm going to talk about when you're talking about your baby in terms of weeks. That really does grind my gears. You got me fired up when you brought that up. What grinds your gears, Aaron?
Lots of things. I'm a very.
You, America.
You, everything you are, America. Sorry, Americans out there. We love you.
Just kidding. Yeah.
I would say my main thing. People who think Apple products are superior to PC products.
I knew you'd say something.
I knew. I
like
was
that, yeah.
so expecting something Steve Jobs.
Where do you
or-
think I was gonna go?
I didn't know exactly. I knew it was gonna have something to do with Apple, though, for sure.
Why does that grind your gears?
I could do a whole podcast on this because they are not better. They have never been better. Well, okay, sorry. When they first came out, they were better, but that was fucking 80s, 90s. Back when Steve Jobs was actually doing
in
shit.
his garage.
Yeah. But now, iPhones are garbage.
Yeah.
Well, okay, iPhones are alright. Their new Macintosh Pro that they came out with, their MacBook Pro for pro users, so people who are doing like massive video editing, has the worst video card in it. It's like an AMD, and it pisses me off. And AMD's like, oh, not AMD. Apple's all, we're all design. Everyone loves our design. Then they come out with a mouse that you can't even use it when a wireless
Not
mouse.
practical at all.
To charge it, you have to flip it upside down and plug it. So it's like, oh, I can't use my mouse anymore. Like everything they've come out with for the last like fucking 15 years is just junk wrapped in fucking shiny shit with this nice logo that people love. And they're like, oh, Apple came out with the latest thing, so they line up fucking 100 people deep for the.
He needed to get this off his chest.
I'm just saying, we didn't prepare on this. This was been sitting on him without us even asking
How
him.
bad did you
Sorry, I do not like it.
Oh shit! You sounded like you're like the First Reich on top, just fucking telling
You would have
people
seen him
about.
too. His arms are waving in the air right now.
Oh, that was
God.
fucking fantastic. I can't top that.
I
I can't.
I could go on.
See, the thing with Apple though is their marketing. That's what's really sold the brand.
Pure
and the
branding,
company. It's
yeah.
branding
Pure
and
branding.
marketing. Yeah,
Which, like, I'll give them props. Genius for that.
But their stuff's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
I honestly, I found a product. I was gonna probably order it for your birthday just because I think it'd be fucking funny. But there's a fucking candle that when you light it, it smells like Apple. When you open up the fucking iPhones, it smells exactly like that. When you light
You
it.
mean it smells like sweat and tears? Poor
Sweat and
Chinese
tears.
children.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Sweat and fucking child labor.
Their
Exactly, yeah.
only choice in life is either to
Sweatshops.
fucking put together this phone and solder it together, or they're gonna have to jump off the building of where they work. But oh, they can't do that because they have suicide nets. It's a real
Can't
thing.
even do that. I know.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know it is,
Foxconn
yeah.
Industries, man.
Like, I gotta really run
Yeah,
fucking
seriously.
hard to get past that suicide
You
net.
know you're running a tight ship when you got suicide nets outside
Yeah.
your building. Hey?
Hardcore.
We
man.
know what we're doing to these people.
I knew
And
it
they're
was
not
going to be
going
something
anywhere.
Apple.
They're living.
That's what grinds my gears.
Wow, nice.
Mine is not going to top that. We should have did me
Wow,
first.
yeah.
Okay, put yourself in the picture, all right? You're walking up to a fucking grocery store, a mall. We'll just say a mall, okay?
Sure.
You're about to go into the mall. Somebody in front of you's got a cart. You're about to go through the door. They get 3 feet into the door and they fucking stop to do whatever the fuck they want to do, but they stop right in the middle of the fucking doorway. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, can't you just walk 4 extra fucking feet? That's all you, just 4. You fucking self-centered piece of shit. Just take an extra 6 feet. That's
And
all
then
you
we can get
fucking
by.
need. And then and then the world continues on. You have stopped the world. Is what you've done. That's my like.
The
When you
whole
delay
world. Production stops everywhere.
Yeah, when you're stalling people's fucking day, right? Like, that's an issue. All
Well,
right? Don't be one of those
Yeah,
people.
earlier
you can-
today, this guy wouldn't pull ahead. Dwight, the positive guy, is getting all mad.
I
He's
was
like,
fired
fucking
up
pull
today.
ahead.
I was pretty cranky.
He's leaning out of the window, yelling at the guy in the Porsche.
Hey! Hey!
It's like simple moves like this that like back everything up. You know what I mean? Like one asshole could back everything up.
Here's the deal, right? Like, my time is important to me. I may not be important to you, but it is important to me. And regardless of what anybody says, you know, like, people say you sleep and you can catch up on sleep. You can't catch up on sleep. You just
No.
fucking sleep. You also can't catch up on time.
That's
You
right.
don't get that time back. Like, it doesn't seem like much,
This is
but
it. It's those people who have nothing to do on Sundays and they're driving super slow and they're like, oh, whatever, like I'm not in a rush, whatever. It's not about you, all right? It's the person behind you.
Not
who's
about
in a
you.
rush.
Like, I gotta go.
Get somewhere. So drive the speed limit.
just the speed limit's all I
That's
ask.
it.
Yeah, nothing
That's
more.
It. If it's 60, go 60.
Yeah.
You know? Don't go 55. There's no
It's
reason.
like when you're walking behind people and they're walking super slow on their phone.
You just
gotta
get
get
the,
your aggressive
and then you're
pass.
like, like clearly I'm pissed at you. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
There's a
that's
video
what
of
hit
their
me.
shoulder when you walk by.
There's a
them.
video of this guy in Japan, and like, 'cause Japan's super crowded, so he runs into slow walkers all the time. So he has a bike bell, so he just bring
raise
bring every time. People
Get
are
out
like,
of
"What the fuck?"
That's smart. I'm gonna
works,
fucking
yeah.
adapt that. Can we? I'm gonna go buy a fucking like a bell.
Okay, I
Today.
think
Better
we've
than
just
what
all
I do, which is
decided
just,
that
like,
we're
aggressive
gonna have an
yelling.
episode upcoming of all what grinds our gears because clearly there's a lot more that can be talked about, on this topic. And we gotta move forward with this because we can talk about this forever.
Fair.
Second question is gonna be favorite movie.
Oh, okay.
Favorite movie, quick, simple. I'll
Not
start
so
with
quick
this
for
one.
me, but okay, go ahead.
Because mine, it's just the first thing that always pops into my head. I'm not gonna break it down to a top 3, but my favorite's gonna be Top Gun. Top Gun.
Really?
is-
Like with the
Top Gun.
boys? Like with they're fucking doing the volleyball and they're like,
Yeah,
like
that one.
the
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that one.
that one.
Alright?
Like the fucking with
Like
the boys,
Danger Zone.
boys, like fucking.
Is that
that's
all you remember?
That's all I remember is the boys and him jumping up and hitting the fucking
I'm pretty
volleyball.
sure it was about like
That high
fighter
five.
pilots.
I think
Like,
there's something to do with
afterwards, their
airplanes in that
shirts are
movie,
out.
but
That
I know it's
scene-
that volleyball movie, right?
That scene was so unnecessary. I don't even understand. That scene probably could have been taken out of the movie.
Well,
Like,
that's
it
what I
was-
mean,
It
like,
was
it's
just
just-
so
it was
random.
vital.
That one scene was just,
Unfucking
it
necessary.
did not make sense.
But
Really,
I agree with you. Though. That movie was a fucking good movie.
it was an awesome movie.
Yeah, it was
and
a
I
good.
watched it like countless times.
Might
and
have
it
to
got
watch
me hyped
that
up all
one.
the time, and I love Top Gun.
It's
It's one
a-
of my
do you-
classic.
Yeah,
favorite movies.
they have like a lot of the '80s cliche shit in there, but
Yeah,
if
they
you
do.
get past that, the
Yeah.
movie's fucking really well
It's
done.
awesome.
It's good.
It's awesome. Great
It's
story plot to it.
One of
I
Tom
mean,
Cruise's best, and I
if not
fucking
his best.
hate Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
but I think that's
That was
good.
before
It was his
Scientology.
best. It was his best. I'd say.
What would you? I'm gonna get. What's your second favorite Tom Cruise? Just a quick question.
Second favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise really
Mission
didn't.
Impossible.
I got two
Hey,
that
you
are
know
really
what?
good after
Mission
that.
Impossible.
Most people forget about.
Go ahead.
Interview with a Vampire.
Never
He's
seen it.
fucking
Never seen
fantastic in that. Oh, you haven't seen?
Okay,
Fucking
obviously
turn this
I
off.
got
Go
it.
and watch it.
All right, this episode's
Everybody,
gonna be
the
even more
episode's
late.
done. We're gonna go watch Interview with a Vampire. Fucking really good movie. And the other one is War of the Worlds. I think.
Oh
he did-
yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Those
I've
were
never
his
seen-
two good ones.
I don't
Like,
think I've seen either of those.
no, you should watch them. They are really good. War of the Worlds ended up
War of the World was pretty good.
was like unexpectedly great. Like I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. But Interview with a Vampire is literally somebody interviewing a vampire telling his story, and I think
Oh, that's kind of neat.
yeah, Tom Cruise tells his story. I think it's Tom Cruise that they're interviewing in that one. But fucking great. It's Brad Pitt,
that's-
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
it's
watch
really good. Really, really good. And
Favorite
the-
franchises, I'm gonna start because
Yeah.
Favorite franchises: Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If
Oh.
I was to like those
Harry
two,
Potter, and I love both of them.
yeah,
But Harry Potter.
amazing. Harry Potter over Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings. I don't know. That's a type of two.
I'll
We
stay
can debate
silent
that
on
another
this
time.
one.
Shut up, Aaron.
I'll pass.
Have you even seen any of them? Okay,
Oh
answer.
my God.
Yeah. How have you not seen
I'll
a
pass.
Harry Potter or a Lord of the
Okay,
Rings?
I've seen A, and I don't like either of them. I know.
Wait,
I'm
you've seen
sorry.
what?
I've seen both of them.
You have?
Not all of them. There's like
There's
that's
eight.
like
I think there's
60
eight.
hours. How much time do you think I have? I gotta
Well,
play
apparently
Rust.
1,000 hours for Rust.
Yeah.
I just said I gotta play some Rust.
Eric, what's your favorite movie?
If we're just
The
going
Steve
top
Jobs
of the head,
thing.
yeah, that documentary where they shit on Steve Jobs, that was
That's my
great.
favorite.
I've watched every movie about Steve Jobs and literally like
I was
sat
joking,
there
he's
and be
serious.
like, this is wrong. He was actually bullshit. And then the times where they're like, oh, he was mean to his
Eric,
daughter.
we're
I
not
was like,
talking
this
about
is
what grinds our gears
Okay,
anymore.
fine.
Alright. What's your favorite movie?
Probably Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Oh,
Wicked
solid.
movie.
That's an
movie.
awesome
Great
choice for a first. Yeah.
Redeemed, not liking.
John
fucking-
Travolta.
Yeah, you definitely
Lord of the
redeemed
Rings.
it. That's good. And
Pulp
I
Fiction.
like, actually, the one thing, like, to put a little bit more spin on that, the whole
Quentin
Quentin Tarantino universe that they spin,
Amazing.
so well
Amazing.
done, so good.
Yeah.
Even the bad movies are still good because
Yeah.
it's attached to that universe. You know,
Yeah.
like Jackie Brown and stuff like that. It's still
Yeah.
attached to it, and it's not as good of a movie, but
He's a great director.
yeah. Oh fuck, man, is he
yeah.
good?
Awesome. Yeah.
Not a good actor. Really bad,
No.
in fact.
No.
Probably one
He
of the
tried
worst
to jump
actors
in a
I've ever
couple of
seen.
his movies, eh?
He's in almost
Oh, yeah,
all of them at
he
some
does
point.
that, yeah.
Yeah, he was like Dust Till Dawn. He was
Ridiculous
almost
Eight
like a
or
main
whatever it
person. Dust Till Dawn, and I like everything about the movie's great except for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him as an actor.
Amazing director.
Best director, like
Probably
director,
the best
writer.
one.
Yeah,
Probably.
one of the best. Yeah.
Cool.
But that's a good choice.
Good
Good
choice.
choice. Very good choice. I got two,
Sure.
and one's just they're both nostalgic, really. The old TV series that got put into a
Oh
movie.
my god, oh, no.
Well, no,
Sorry. I thought
sorry.
you were going to bring up something else.
Man.
We'll see.
We talked about Titus.
I
before,
wish
so I
no.
thought for some reason
If
you
we're
were talking
talking
about
TV
Titus.
shows, Titus is like on my top three for sure.
Yeah,
Actually, Stephen King's It was originally run as a TV series
Yeah.
back in the day. It was
Yeah.
two episodes that were like an hour and a half long or an hour long. They released it as a full movie. I fucking love that movie, and they're
Wow.
doing a remake of it in September. I can't fucking wait.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so cool.
Like the little doll.
Like the clown. Yeah, Stephen
yeah.
King's It. Yeah.
the clown. Sorry.
Yeah, the clown, yeah. I'm so excited for the remake, and the first one, I love it. It's got like so many big actors in there. Fucking Jonathan Brandis, which is, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Jonathan Brandis, Tim Curry as the fucking clown. Like Tim Curry's one of my favorite like over the top actors out there. You know, he's the Rocker Horror Picture Show. He's the one with the yeah. Like he's really fucking excellent. But that one, and then one as a child, I still watch regularly is Labyrinth with David Bowie. I still watch that constantly. Fucking love that movie. It's a Jim Henson's one. Or Jim Henson one, so it's a Muppet movie, but it's done like really dark, and it's about a girl that gets her baby stolen from her, like her kid brother, because she's babysitting, and she's just like, I want to get rid of this thing, and she does the spell that's in a book that she reads, and it ends up being real, and the goblin kin comes and takes the kid, and she's got to go through this gigantic labyrinth to go and get the kid back.
That's pretty
and
cool.
yeah, it's fucking fantastic, really magical. If you watch it as a kid, it's a great movie. I don't know if it would hold up as well as somebody that's never seen it before, but fucking really good. So those are my two favorite movies for sure.
I don't know if we have favorite book on there, but when you said Stephen King,
Oh, let's talk about favorite book.
Yeah, let's do it next. Yeah,
What's your
book.
favorite book? Actually, I'll start because we'll stay in
Keep
order here.
keeping the order.
yeah.
Favorite book, The Alchemist for me. The Alchemist is one of those. There's like books, Paulo Coelho.
Okay.
It's one of those books that I read and like literally changed my life. It's like it's a fiction with like life lessons involved with the fiction. It's basically about a sheep herder who finds his way into becoming an alchemist and being able to do anything with like creating gold, basically, right? And it's an amazing story. It's a story about a guy going from nothing and having nothing to following his dreams and his gut and ending up being able to turn lead into gold. Like,
Yeah, that sounds
it's
like
an
you.
amazing story. Yeah, it's an
Sounds like
amazing
something
story,
you'd
and I've read it probably like 6 times, and for sure when I read it, it like changed my life. It was like one of those pivotal books in my life. So,
Wow.
The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. If
I
you
didn't expect it, but now I can hear why you would like it. Yeah,
It's amazing. It's
makes
amazing.
sense. How
It's
about,
worth reading.
how about you, Aaron?
I really like L. Ron Hubbard's books. No.
I've read all the Scientology books, every single one.
Sorry. Stephen King's Dreamcatcher.
Oh, that was a
Oh,
great,
yeah, that's a
great
good
book.
one.
That
I
was
read
fucking
that
awesome.
in like grade 7 in like 3 fucking days.
Yeah, that was a
That was a
Yeah,
good book,
it was a
actually.
Great
I haven't read
book.
Myself, TV Guide issue 429, one with Dick Clark. It's fucking amazing. Okay, I've
the
got
time
two-
cover where it's you.
It's gonna be real. Like, there's gonna be a lot of twos for me when it comes to answers because it's hard for me to choose between them. But one of them is things that grandchildren should know. It's the Mark Everett Oliver story, which, if you don't know who he is, he's the lead singer of the band The Eels, and his dad was one of the most world-renowned scientists of all time. Like Hugh Everett is his name. He's the one that basically created quantum mechanics. Like he took
Okay.
the general idea of quantum mechanics and flipped it so that it's the way we see it now. and that's the lead singer of the Eels' dad. He writes a book about his life. It's fucked up. He had like his whole family die on him, like in very short period of time. He discovered his dad when he was the one that discovered his dad stiff in his bed, like a whole bunch of like really rough life. And the story is phenomenal, like really, really, really well done. And then the other one that I like, I'm a big fan of is it's a wrestling book, but Mankind's Have a Nice Day. It's Mick Foley story.
Mick Foley was the man.
He still is. Like that guy, he's still the fucking man. No, I don't know what you mean. What was his story is fucking insane though. Like the shit that he did in his career and what he's done. And he wrote that
one of the most real wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
right? Like I mean, he had serious death injuries.
Well, there was that one fucking.
Where he went on all the tacks.
No. I'm the worst match he did, which is actually for WWE. Was a cage match with the Undertaker, and he was on the top of the cage. Undertaker threw him off onto the floor, not onto the mat.
Don't bring that up.
What?
Because it's a Reddit thing. Every time someone will go into this deep, detailed story that you're reading, and then at the end, and then the Undertaker threw whatever, and it's just like, God damn it!
Okay, but no, seriously though, this match is insane though. Like he throws him off. That's the top of the cage. They said it was 30 foot. Yeah, but it's not. It's actually reality. It's 18 feet in the air that he fell onto a table on the ground, not on the in the ring, onto the ground.
That's
18,
still,
onto his back. Ridiculous. But that didn't hurt him that much. That was okay. He just separated his shoulder. He's fine. He put it back in, went up on the cage again. The Undertaker choke slammed him through, like it was supposed to choke slam onto the cage, but the cage broke and he fell in on the mat. And that's what hurt him the most because his tooth knocked out and went into his nose. You can see the pictures with his tooth hanging out of his nose. Oh. He doesn't remember. He said about 80% of the match because he was concussed the whole time.
Shit.
He had tacks all over him.
Yeah, that was that same match. He got destroyed.
There was tacks in there too. Yeah, it was insane what he went through. Like cuts everywhere. Had deep ass cuts. Separated shoulder, and he still finished the match. Like, so but that's just one thing that he did. You know, like I'm going off on this. Like, read the book if you haven't read it. I have it. It's fucking fantastic. Really good book. He wrote it himself too. Everybody like the story behind him is that they were like, oh, we're gonna write your book for you, and he's like, no, just let me do it. So he did, and they were super skeptical, and he wrote one. It ended up being a New York Times bestseller for like the day it came out. All the way for like 6 months or something like that. #1 bestseller, written by, and it wasn't edited by him, but written by him all the way through. And then he went on to become a children's book writer, and he wrote a couple other books too. So, like, it fucking made a career outside of wrestling just by writing.
Another book sorry to interrupt.
That was the last of it. So
another book I'd like to say, really, if we're talking about books that really inspired us and shit, Theo Fleury's Playing with Fire.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
Theo Fleury, he was
Isn't Theo Fleury like
a hockey
player?
He was, yeah. He played for, I believe, the Calgary Flames.
Theo Fleury? Isn't he Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
He played for a couple teams.
Okay.
But, he had
a book?
Read his book. I have it.
Really?
I have a signed copy of it, actually. I met him once.
Oh, interesting.
It's about, like, he was molested, and he had, like, major substance abuse. He was, like, a big, like, cokehead. And then he talks about, like, how all that happened, and he's become, like, a huge, like, inspirational teacher for specifically boys who have been molested.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know any of this about it. Like, I've heard the name a few times, but I didn't know, like...
Really, it's pretty popular, because, like, the trial comes up every so often, because there was a recent guy, I think a couple years ago, who came out and said the same guy molested him, too.
Insane.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, The Outsiders.
Yeah,
as a book. I think I think every kid had to read that in high school at some point or junior high. That was a fantastic book too. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next one we're gonna jump to. Let's do favorite song. So, I know it's gonna just be jacked on this one. You're gonna have like 17 of them too. You're only allowed one. Right?
Fuck. Okay, one. I'll just do one on this one. No
My
twos.
favorite
just
song
one.
I would say is gonna be Godsmack Touche. Actually, we listened to it on the way here. It was the first song when you came in, but it's like a timeless song for me, and it was a very meaningful song for me. Like when I was growing up, it was kind of me and like one of my best friends at the time. It was it was like our song, and it's all about I'd only do for you what you do for me, and it's I thought it was a cool way to, I mean maybe not the best way to look at things, but it really I feel like as I got older, it spoke to me more, and it's kind of like how the world revolves. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's something that it's a song that speaks to me and that I could, I've kind of lived by in a
awesome
sad way, but it's
Like, I'm not a
Yeah.
huge Godsmack fan, but I do like their stuff. Did you know that Godsmack is actually a lyric from Alice in Chains? That's where they got
Oh,
the
is
name
that
from,
right?
and that's why they sound a lot like Alice in Chains too.
They
Is
do.
because they love Alice in
Oh.
Chains. That's where Godsmack got their
Oh,
name. And
interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
Godsmack's really cool though.
Love
Like there is
Godsmack.
some stuff that they do. Like I do appreciate what they do. There's a lot of like those popular '90s, like they call them new metal bands.
Yeah.
That I just hate, and they're one of the ones that stay on that radar that I think is good.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Aaron?
Oh, song would be hard. Album would probably be easier.
We're gonna have an album later, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, you're gonna pick a
Favorite
single, an
song.
individual song is the plan. So,
I don't know if I could go.
well, okay. First off, let's put a little perspective on it. What's your favorite style of music?
Even that's hard. I listen to a lot of everything. Well, not everything. There's certain stuff that I hate, but like I listen to a lot of techno, and I also like Metallica and stuff. But if we were gonna go favorite song, it would probably be something Metallica, just because I've heard it most of my life.
Something Metallica?
Yeah,
Are you talking like early? Okay, I divide Metallica up in several different groups, or into like 3 different groups. We got original first 4 album Metallica,
like
all the way up to
Ride the
And Justice
Lightning.
for All.
Yeah,
And then the
probably
Black
that.
Album On is a different era, like Black Album On
Yeah.
to about the Death Magnetic,
Reload.
which is kind of like this alternative era. And then they switched back to the original with their last 2 albums with Saint Anger and On. Saint Anger sucked.
Death
But
Magnetic was
Death
actually,
Magnetic was really good.
Death Magnetic was after Saint Anger.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Saint Anger sucked, but the Saint Anger On, they tried going back to their metal roots.
Yeah.
And you could tell, even though Saint Anger fucking was garbage.
I mean, I like
But-
some of Saint Anger.
See, I hated it. I couldn't stand what he did with the snare.
Well,
like the
there-
fact that he did that, like took the snap off of it and made it like a dong
Yeah,
sound. I
he
hated
turned
that.
the snares off.
Yeah, he turned the snare off. I hated that
Yeah, it does sound like a trash can. There's a remade version though, where someone re-edited it.
and put it in.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. A lot of people like loved the Injustice for All album, but
Yeah, I
there's
love
no bass on Injustice for All because
there's
Cliff
tons
had
of
already
bass.
died.
There's tons of bass. There's bass solos.
They took them off. They really did. They I can't remember. Cliff Burton died the album before, so they didn't like the basses because it wasn't Cliff, so they turned all the bass. There is bass in there, but they turned them all down so you couldn't hear them.
Oh.
Somebody re-edited that whole album and put the bass all the way up on it. It sounds
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal. But
I
anyway, favorite song.
Are we still not
What?
at the favorite song?
He's having a hard time finding it.
Sorry, one Metallica.
Yeah,
One-
Metallica's
one-
way-
that's
Off
a-
and Justice for All.
That's a solid song. Really good story behind it. It's like a story song, which is what I
Yeah,
liked
but
about
then they put it on Guitar Hero, and now everyone knows it.
it. Well, everybody knew it back
How
then.
does that take away the value of something?
I don't know.
It,
man.
it
I
kind of
almost
does
feel
though.
Like a hipster.
You start
Yeah.
feeling like it's not yours anymore.
Yeah.
I
when-
guess so.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the whole point of like when things get busy and you lose that. I discovered this thing and everybody else
Yeah,
has
yeah.
too. You kind of lose that individuality with it. It
That's
does happen.
totally right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's no longer yours when that type of stuff happens. But that being said, everybody knew One when it came out. That was the breakthrough
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
That was the one that got them huge in the public eye, and that's why the Black Album launched as well as it did, because that was the last song that came out for
Okay.
Justice for All. So that like made it super big. But favorite song for myself,
Yep.
Tag Team. Whoop, there it is. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
That's not really what it
Nice.
is. No, really though, there's a band called SNFU, which stands for Society's No Fucking Use. They're out of they're out of Vancouver. Vancouver's where they're from, and they're like an original like '80s punk band. They have a song on their '90s album called Joni Mitchell Tapes. Song.
God damn it, I love Joni Mitchell.
Well, the song is fucking great. It's about one of his good friends that died in a car accident, and the only thing that they knew for sure is that he was listening to Joni Mitchell on his tape player.
Oh wow, deep.
Yeah, really fucking cool song. Really good song.
Cool.
It was hard to just think of one, but that like as soon as I was like, "Okay, what's my favorite song?" That one pinned right away. Unbelievably good one. And then there's that whole album's great, but yeah, that song for
Okay.
sure. Joni Mitchell Tapes. SNFU.
Solid. Favorite comedian. I was talking to you guys about before. We kind of were talking about this before this podcast a tiny bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
But
that's why I
my
got
favorite-
on here.
Yeah. But my favorite comedian, I think I'm going to say 2 on this one too, because I really loved. Actually, I'm going to say 3.
Okay.
Jerry D was awesome when he was on, and I seen him when he came to Winnipeg. He was at the Burton Cummings Theater. He used to be a host on The Score, and he used to just like interview players and like make small jokes or whatever. He only had one stand-up special, I believe. But I mean, he was hilarious. Anyways, I won't talk about him too long. Tom Segura. Tom Segura was.
Yeah, you made me
yeah.
check him out, but I already had seen both of his specials already.
He was amazing. White Girls with Cornrows specifically, like that first stand-up that he had. I saw it. I think it was 5 years ago. Like when it first came out, he came to like we have a little comedy club here in Winnipeg,
Rumors.
and I used to go like regularly. I used to the owner of Rumors used to come to my gym all the time, and he used to give me free
You get those free
tickets.
tickets. Hey, they give free tickets
Yeah.
all the time. Like,
Yeah, so we
like, here,
go
come
all
to
the
fucking
time, and
Rumors,
what
yeah.
a fun night out! I love stand up.
2-drink minimum sort of deal. At least
Yeah.
it used to be that way. I don't know if it still is, but
Yeah.
it used to be. Yeah, 2-drink minimum, and you get a free
Get
ticket.
a free ticket. And so Tom Segura was one of the first comedians I ever seen at Rumors, and I loved him. Obviously, he was hilarious. And then afterwards, he was doing like a CD signing, and I ended up buying his because they promote their
Yeah, whatever.
He wasn't a
the
big
thing.
name back then, right? Like when he came out with that special and
It's
kind of
just
like
a road
He was still
comic.
slinging
he was
himself
road
at that.
comedy.
Yeah.
He came to Winnipeg and was doing
Trying to get himself
selling
out
his
there, yeah.
discs that he made at home, right? Like he was trying to get himself out there, and I just remember talking to him, and he was just like an awesome, down to earth guy. He was super funny, and I don't know, I really enjoyed talking to him afterwards, and it made me like him more as a comedian because he was a good person, right? Like he was fun to talk to and easy to talk to, and he was really just one of those kind of grinders at the beginning who was just, like you said, going to city, trying to
he's
make
been
people
doing it
laugh
for a
and get his
while.
name out there. Yeah. Now he's a podcast.
Yeah,
now
do you
he had
listen
a
to his
couple
podcast?
of yeah, I have actually. He's pretty good. So yeah, he has a good podcast. He has he has a couple of big specials that are already out there, and he's doing really good for himself now. But totally deserved it, and awesome comedian.
Nice.
Him and that.
I
Burt
think I know what the
Kreischer
third
weight
one's
loss
going to be,
challenge.
but I'm
You
curious.
do. Sebastian Maniscalco. I don't know
No,
if you-
I wasn't who I was
Oh.
thinking. Then I know what his is going to be.
Yeah.
Sebastian Maniscalco is like kind of this new guy. I mean, he's not new. He's been around for probably like 8 years or so.
He's
He
good.
just released like his new comedy special like recently on Netflix, and the dude's fucking hilarious. And he just makes I like him because he's so raw and like he makes practical jokes like about like people and what bothers him about people, and he's very real about it. And I don't know, he's
What's the
fucking
deal with
funny.
airplane food? Isn't that comical? Practical?
so he's good.
Warriors, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah,
Aaron.
those are mine.
Bill Burr, definitely.
Okay, didn't expect it. All right.
Really?
I honestly, he's not my favorite,
I
but
don't like
I
Bill Burr either.
honestly
I'm not a Bill Burr guy.
expected you. I like Bill
Seriously?
Burr. I like Bill Burr.
Bill
I do. I
Burr's
think he's
the
fucking hilarious.
shit.
You know what? I thought his stand-up was funny, but I don't like him when I started hearing him on podcasts. And,
I
he-
love his
I don't like his
podcasts,
podcast. I don't like it.
Podcasts are the shit.
I don't like
he
it.
fucking just like berates his wife sometimes.
He does, man.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He just talks about like I don't know,
Just
man.
anything.
He
He's
doesn't-
great.
yeah, I
His
don't know.
rants, man.
Okay,
when
you
he
need to
just
get yourself a
goes off.
wife, and they accidentally hear you listening to that. You won't like
Yeah,
it as
exactly.
much. But Bill Burr's best role, Breaking Bad, man, he did so good in Breaking Bad.
I didn't even
yeah.
realize
He was
that.
one of the
yeah.
fucking thugs. He was one of the
That's
two
right.
thugs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was one of his best roles. He did such a good job in that.
Yeah,
I do
look
like
that
Bill
up.
Burr. He's fucking honestly. I'm
What's
not.
his comedy
he's-
special that you really like?
All of them are good. He's
Yeah.
got like 3 that are really fucking great on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I'd probably say his latest one. The one before that was the black and white one, I think. The
Yeah.
one in black and white, and then his latest one. I'm trying to think of the name.
I couldn't tell you.
He
the
just
name
came
of
out
it,
with it though, right? Like
Yeah, it was
like,
within the
last
past like
year or whatever.
couple months actually.
Yeah.
That and I love Joe Rogan. Not a
Thank you. That's the one I was expecting both of you
Oh
guys
yeah,
to
Joe
say.
Rogan's. Yeah, he's.
I was
he's
expecting
good.
you guys to say something about Joe Rogan.
I like his podcasting more than his comedy.
That's fair. I don't like his comedy as much either. Like I just his
Funny guy.
greatest fucking podcast. But yeah, his comedy. It's I have to be in the mood to listen to his comedy.
He's
Honorable-
good. He's good. He's just.
Honorable
More aggressive.
mentions.
Yeah,
This
way
is-
more
yeah.
aggressive. Yeah.
But it's smart. His comedy's smart. You know what I mean? He tries to bring in a lot of like.
Go watch his old comedy. It's terrible.
I believe it,
But
yeah.
like everyone's old comedy's terrible.
Oh, usually.
Just a different kind of comedy back then. right, too.
Honorable mentions though: Burt Kreischer and Ari
Oh, yeah.
Shafir.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ari
yeah,
Shafir's pretty
Shafir's
good.
Ari
awesome,
Shafir's
too. He's funny. He just came out with a new
fucking
special not so long ago.
He just came back from like a 4-month trip. He just left and just like went to like Southeast
Yeah, he
Asia.
just
and
effed off.
shit.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. After,
Yeah, people
right?
had no idea when he was coming back.
Yeah, he didn't contact his friends or
Yeah.
anything, right? He just effed off.
People
for
just
4
found
months.
like random pictures of him with random
Yeah.
people like on like Instagram
Yeah.
and shit. I was like, oh, there's Ari.
I got 3. And this kind of worked.
This is
We
hard for us to
Yeah, just to
do.
do
Yeah.
one. I'm gonna try and make the first one a little quick. His name's Mark Maron. I love fucking
Oh,
alternative
yeah.
comics. So fucking funny. Mark Maron's great. He has a podcast called What the Fuck. Actually, it's called What the Fuck.
That's like a really big podcast.
It's huge. Yeah, it's one of the biggest out there.
Didn't he interview Obama?
Yes, he did. Yeah, Obama came into his garage and like that's where he does it. He does it at his garage.
Promptly
And
got
Obama went to his fucking
assassinated.
garage.
You're the president. in
Yeah,
your
it was
garage.
weird because like he was still the president and he had all of his goons there, like the people like his CIA.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Barely fit in the garage.
Yeah, they were all in the garage with him, but yeah, he's big, like really
Pointing
big.
a
But
gun
Mark
at him
Maron
the
is
whole time.
fucking hilarious because he's a music comic, so he talks a lot about music. He has a big bit on Captain Beefheart. If you don't know Captain Beefheart, check him out. They're fucking hilarious. So Mark Maron. The other one, I'm surprised you didn't come up, is Mitch Hedberg.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, he is funny. He's more like just the most like probably the alternative comic out there. You know, like just fucking crazy out there. And then last one, Donald Glover. He's fucking hilarious.
Sure.
You might know him as Childish
Yeah, I was gonna
Gambino.
say, that's
He
a
does the
rapper.
music as Childish Gambino. Yeah, fucking really good musician, really good actor. He was on Community. He was like one of the guys from Community, and then he also is one of the like
I haven't heard much
better.
of his stand-up.
There's one on.
Really good.
I've only seen one, and he's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, check it out. It's fucking funny. Like it's the same. You can tell they based the character on Community off of his stand-up. Like it works
interesting.
really well with each other. But those are my three favorite comics anyway. I think easiest to pick anyway.
Awesome.
Sorry,
It's so easy for us to... Yeah.
I was trying to communicate with the cat over there.
Oh, is that what you're doing? You spin your tongue out.
Well, it kept putting its tongue out, and then I put my tongue out, and then it put its out again. We were communicating.
I believe
Aaron
it.
doesn't have his fidget spinner.
this whole thing's gonna derail
We
soon.
clearly all love exactly. We clearly all love comedy, so I mean that's a good one.
Yeah, it was an easy one to
It's
like.
an easy one. We all love it.
Yeah, I was prepared for that one.
Favorite restaurant? Actually, you know what? Let's skip that one for now.
Okay.
Let's do what would you do if you had $1 million? This is a question that gets asked. Yeah, the Bare Naked Ladies. I'd go see them.
You are gonna go see
I'm
that.
gonna go see them actually. Yeah, I'm gonna
nice.
go bring. Yeah. And anyways, sorry. What would you do if you had $1 million? So I know that's not a lot of money nowadays. Because
Yeah,
you
it's
think
not
about
as
it.
much as you
Canadian or U.S.
U.S. Let's say you had $1 million.
So that's like a million.
A
That's
real
like,
million.
1.3 million.
yeah, I was gonna say it's
Or whatever
1.3
it is.
million. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I always thought that if I had a second life over, and I'd be a very simple person, I'd be a very simple man, and I could envision myself like getting a beach hut somewhere really shitty, like somewhere, I don't know, maybe it's in Mexico, or maybe it's like
Way to just call Mexico.
You mean by
shitty, and then I say Mexico. Yeah.
Like, Mexico's
That's not
pretty
what I meant
shitty.
by it, but you know, like a shitty hut is what I'm saying, like some crappy whatever. Maybe in Jamaica, somewhere down south, like and just have like a crappy little beach hut, have not much to my name, have minimal responsibilities, and literally wake up and just the only thing I have to worry about that day is what the size of the waves are, so I can go surfing. Like just having a very simple life, and
Gotta
I think
patch
like,
a hole in your shitty hut. That's all I gotta do to just patch
Seriously,
this fucking hole.
Gotta get a leaf from a tree and patch this up. Yeah, like it would be a very simple life. So I think now I would, if I had even a chunk of money like that, I'd give myself the ability to. I still want to work because I'd still want to stay very active and with my stimulate my mind. But I would definitely take off. I'd say 3 months of the year. And I would want like a surf club. I'd want a beach hut somewhere down south where I can F off to for 3 months and literally just go surfing and walk around the town and talk to locals and sleep outside and listen to the waves. It would
That's
be
a pretty
very
solid,
simple life that I
yeah.
could just F off to. And it would at least give me enough, financial stability where I could leave, I feel like, for, a bit of time anyways a year and just live a simpler life than I do now.
That's solid. $1 million can get you pretty far
Give
if
me
you're
a
smart
beach
about
hut
it.
anyways, right?
Yeah, if you're smart about it, you
That
can go far.
sounds like
Stretch it.
communist talk.
Let me guess, Aaron, you'll buy every iPhone and burn them.
Every
I don't know
iPhone.
if 1.3 would do that.
No, Apple itself is worth close to $1 trillion.
but- Yeah, it's
You can
that's
haggle them
sick.
down. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Easy.
You got good talking
Easy.
skills.
I would pay for a trip and piss on Steve Jobs' grave.
I
No.
believe him.
I'm
I
not
believe
sure
him,
if
actually.
That would be part of it.
That would be like part of it.
I've
Because that's
looked-
really only a couple $1,000s.
I've looked it
max.
up. Yeah.
I've looked it up.
I know where it is. It's actually an unmarked grave. They know I'm coming. I mean, I would probably travel because I haven't done a lot of travel, but I know a large portion of it would go into computers, and I would probably start a business building computers or doing something.
Or
with
dismantling
computers.
Apple's. Whatever,
Yeah.
Just
Convert
convert.
to Apple
I need to
stuff.
start a cult and just convert people into like anti-Apple.
I'm gonna get people to believe that
Where
there's a
would you travel
spaceship
to?
coming in behind a fucking asteroid on its way in.
Where would you go first?
Yeah.
Where's the first place you go? You got $1 million now and you go travel.
Europe?
Where?
Backpacking or like one specific place in Europe?
I would probably
Amsterdam.
maybe not there's not much pull for Amsterdam that much anymore because like weed's legal everywhere. But I would probably go to Climax or Decibel, which are huge raves in usually Rotterdam.
Oh yeah.
So you'd go like check out like a crazy concert festival sort of
Yeah.
deal. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
I've always wanted to go to one of those.
They got
raves.
some wicked outdoor concerts for
Yeah.
sure.
And I'm really into like
Why?
hardstyle, and that's where that comes from.
Sweet. Yeah,
The Vakken
Germany is,
Festival.
like-
Have you ever seen the Vakken Festival?
No.
It's insane. It's the biggest metal festival ever. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's another one that happens in Australia called. Well, it's not always in Australia, but there's one called Decibel, and I think it was Decibel, but it was on like a beach in Australia.
Oh, wicked.
Like just massive amounts of people.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Wicked.
I wonder what the casualties are in the beach. Like how many people drown
Yeah,
from like
exactly,
ecstasy and beer? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Just doing a bunch of drugs, getting trampled on.
Let's go in the
pit,
water.
and just- yeah. Let's go swimming. All right.
That's solid.
What would you do? You had $1
Oh
million.
fuck! MC Hammer it, gold toilet all the way.
That's
Period.
I thought you were talking hammer pants. Like, you could buy those now.
Or a urinal. Put a urinal instead.
Gold
A
urinal.
in
Oh,
your
that's
bath,
fucking
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Really though, I'd probably like I'd pay off a house. Just buy a house, pay it off.
Too practical.
I can't help it, man. Like
Yes,
it's
for sure.
not having to pay rent
That
for the
makes
rest of your
sense.
life.
Yeah,
You're just
that
having to
makes
pay your
sense.
fucking property taxes and your
Sure.
bills. That's
Yeah.
it. And that's honestly,
That really
it sounds
eases
dumb.
life out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right.
It's like the same concept as yours,
Yep.
except it's like staying here and I don't have to worry about rent now. It's all taken care of. You just have to fix the house and shit.
Yeah.
And that would only take about a quarter of it. The rest of it, travel. Absolutely travel.
Yeah.
And
Check out the world.
I just said it. I would want to go to like Vakken Festival and check something like that out. So like the biggest fucking
Wicked.
metal festival in the world. Something like that.
Cool. Next one. I know you were kind of talking about this before. Favorite joke.
Ah, nice. I got a good one, but it's
Let's
a
just
bit,
start
mine's
with that.
really fucking rough.
Okay.
All right.
No. Okay.
It's bad, but it'll be fine. It's like it's not racist. It's just bad.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. Don't just understand. I don't like dead baby jokes, but this is the funniest one I've ever heard.
Okay, let's hear it. Yeah.
How do you make a dead baby float? 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 scoops of dead baby.
He's just
his own
killing
jokes
himself.
more than anything else in this room.
Oh, it's the funniest fucking joke I've ever heard. Oh, it's so good. You don't expect
that-
it. It's a fucking slurly.
I like how
It's like a fucking milkshake. It's great. Oh,
I like how as soon as Ed said a joke, he clapped his hands and was now he's stomping his feet.
oh, fuck! That's one of my favorite
God.
jokes of all time. Sorry, guys. I had to say it. It's bad, but it's fucking funny. Go ahead.
We are gonna end that there. We're gonna go to the next question.
We're just gonna move on.
We're gonna move on now. Favorite restaurant? Yeah, no, we are moving on.
Yeah, that.
I'd like to find
that
a
is
place
it.
where I can find the baby float. That's where I'm chilling.
Favorite
Sorry, guys.
restaurant? Okay, so this one, I'm gonna go because there's 2 questions on here that we're gonna ask. Favorite food, favorite restaurant. So I think they both almost go hand in hand because my favorite food is gonna be cooked at my favorite restaurant, Coliseo on Corden. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
I've never been there. No.
It's like an Italian restaurant and my favorite food is lasagna, hands down. I
Oh, really?
love lasagna.
Lasagna.
Love
Do you also
lasagna.
hate
A good lasagna is like not beatable. Like if it's really good, yeah.
The old spaghetti factory does lasagna really well. And Coliseo. Coliseo is just like, I don't know if they make the noodles there or what they're doing.
It's just
But
really good.
they make some
Probably, yeah.
solid lasagna. They know how to do it properly.
Nice.
My favorite restaurant.
7-Eleven or McDonald's, Aaron? Which one?
Yeah, for sure 7-Eleven. For sure 7-Eleven.
I haven't eaten 7-Eleven food in a long time.
You were here like a week ago. You're like, want some cookies? The guy at the fucking 7-Eleven is really good at selling cookies, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, that
Gets me
guy's
every
really
time.
nice and really good at upselling. He shouldn't be working at 7-Eleven. You should be selling fucking cars. Alright?
Oh my god.
You should be selling cars. That guy can sell me cookies. I would totally buy a fucking Benz
I
off
can
him.
invest in a $1 cookie. I'm for sure going to invest in
If I had
$1.
money, that guy would totally be
Oh
the
my
guy
God.
to sell me. Okay.
Zoo cookies?
If
Oh no, I
if you
don't. I
had-
don't want any cookies. I just would like the Slurpee. Cookies.
If you had cookies
too?
with the car,
If he had cookies with. Okay, I'll buy the car if I get the cookies.
yeah.
If the cookies are involved, I'm in. Favorite restaurant?
I am legally obligated to say Smitty's. No.
Come on now.
I haven't been there in a long time, but I really like Mongo's.
Yeah, Mongo's is pretty good.
I'm not sure
And the thing that's nice about that is like having that fresh stir fry in front of you is pretty decent.
In
I used to
case
work
people
there,
don't know,
Just, yeah.
it's like
I think it's a chain.
it's kind of a buffet. Is it?
No,
I
well,
thought it
it's-
was local.
It is local.
Is it? Oh,
But
okay, I
they
thought it
have
was a chain.
they have it in the States. It's called Mongolian Grill. And
Oh.
it's the same,
Same
owner.
concept. Oh, it's the
He
same
just-
owner, really.
Yeah, the one that owns. Yeah, it is. It is the same owner. He owns a couple of them in the States, but they're called Mongolian Grill there. But it is just like you build your own stir fry. You grab your
Yeah.
fresh vegetables, your fresh meats. You
And
pick
they-
the sauces, and there's a big grill with should be Asian people. White
Should
people.
be
It's-
Asian people.
It's usually some
why-
fucking
or Mongolians,
dude in
at
fucking
least,
surfer
you know,
shorts.
why-
Like, I can do this.
exactly. And they cook your stir fry in front of you.
And it's delicious.
It is. It's
It
great.
is
yeah.
delicious. Yeah.
Like you get to put all your sauces, your spices, like everything you'd want. It like it's just sitting there in
Yep.
front of you. It is good. I
And
do like it.
What is it, like $15 and you can eat as many as you want?
Yeah, I
Like a
can't get past
limitless-
one bowl to be
yeah,
honest with you
know,
though.
Yeah.
You load up your
it's
one bowl
heavy,
as much
man.
as you want. That's I think you don't need
You
it.
gotta
Like
avoid
me,
the noodles if you
I'm a bigger dude and I can't do past one big bowl.
I used to be able to, not anymore.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking food, but
It was
it's
one of my
good.
first jobs, Mongo's Grill. I was
Yeah.
like cooking up the stir fries.
Yeah, it's
That would
good.
be a
though.
fun place to work, because they're always doing, like, tricks and making flames and shit.
Yeah, it would be a little bit fun, I'd imagine.
It's fun when you get because you can get really creative with all those foods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
making
you
your
can
own
make we make
stir fries.
pizza. We can make
I
like,
think
anything on that grill in the morning.
My favorite is to watch the people try and figure out how they can fit so much in their bowl, like the tricks they try and do. They're
You
like
just
fucking
jam it,
punching.
yeah.
They're punching the bowl and shit.
Well,
Like I
what's-
can make this fucking. Get in there! I can squish this beef down further.
Well, you know what it was is there is a trick to it. I'll tell you this right now for everyone who does want to go to Mongo's. You don't the noodles are the last thing in the line. The thing before that is the meat. You gotta do the old switcheroony. Jam the noodles on first. Pile what you need with noodles. The meat goes on top, and then you take your hand and you fucking drill that thing down.
You fucking
You
squish the shit
fucking
like
squish
you've
it,
never fucking
and
squished
then you
something
pile
before.
another bit of meat on top after it's done, where it's loose.
What's Dwight's creation? It's fucking noodles and meat. That's all it is.
I don't know, a whole lot of protein. Like,
There's not even
skip
a fucking
the
piece of
veggie
broccoli.
aisle, I don't got time
Fuck a
for that,
broccoli.
yeah.
Give me the fucking chicken.
Yeah, it's just wasted room in a bowl. All right, I'm getting my values worth. It's the sick thing about buffets too, eh? It's like you always just feel like if
I
you're
have to
paying
have a second plate.
$15 with for that buffet, you're gonna get $15 worth
That's why you
of
gotta
fucking meat.
camp
that-
out there all day.
Totally, yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna sit
Exactly.
here for
Never
3
leave,
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please leave? You've been here since
Yeah.
open.
I'm
We're
gonna have a
closing.
coffee and I'm gonna go take a dump and I'll be back for my second bowl.
I'll be back. I gotta make some room.
Exactly. I'm gonna go destroy your washroom and I'll be here for another 3 hours.
I wrecked it.
Yeah.
Buffet
Wasn't
washrooms,
me.
man. That's gotta be the worst
Oh
place.
God.
Yeah.
Up there with, like, restrooms.
definitely
truck
doesn't have a
stop
gold
ones.
fucking
Because
toilet
there's
in
no
there.
consistency to what you're eating. On a buffet, it's like you can go ahead with seafood, jump over to Thai, jump over to like hamburgers,
That
and then a lasagna.
and then a lasagna.
You know?
Yeah,
There's that
exactly.
ice
That's
cream
not
machine.
meant to be mixed up in your bowel system.
that fucking
And then an ice
cordial of
cream
food is
machine,
just
yeah.
not the right thing.
Especially at Altos, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
No matter what, you'll figure
went
out
there
a way
once-
to get that ice cream.
I went there
afterwards.
once as a kid and made like a 3-foot like fucking ice cream bowl, and it like fell on the way to the table.
Punk.
Or when they
It's free.
It's like, well, it's, you know, or when they prematurely give you the bill and they haven't charged you for dessert, and you just go up there and get dessert. And
I'm gonna
just
get my
be like,
fucking
"Oh,
dessert.
Fuck you.
Yeah, they won't notice.
This is your fault.
This is
This
your-
dessert's on
You,
you,
either show
bitch.
them, you taunt them. Yeah, I already got my bill.
Like,
It's my
look,
ice
look.
cream. Look, I'm gonna eat it.
You
I'm
had
paying
your
for this
chance.
only. You had your chance. You fucked up. You
I've been
asked
told
for
to go
this.
to South Beach for fucking for
Casino
their
is wicked. It's a casino. Yeah, it's like 45 minutes south of Winnipeg.
but
And it
apparently
has
the fucking buffet is
ribs.
amazing.
They have an awesome buffet.
Yeah.
They have an awesome buffet. Those native reserves know how to do it.
Oh yeah. Well, they're
Yes.
bringing you in for the food,
Yep.
and then you stay for the fucking
They
gambling.
have days of the week where it's like ribs and steak and ribs or fish and it's surf and turf days. and
It's like
they're
$15 or something,
not
or
even.
$20 or some
not
shit.
even like
Yeah,
$12.
it's cheap
Like,
as shit.
dirt cheap.
We gotta go and check it out one day. I've been meaning to try it. One of the people we work with constantly talks about it. So, yeah,
Who?
Mike.
Right.
Mike, yeah, it says he goes there like every day. I'm sure he does. But
Just drive out there.
he's got to
For
fucking
the
walk out there.
$12 ribs. Man, come on now.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Spent
It's really $12 in gas.
eh? Yeah, exactly.
It was worth it.
Bill went from $12 to $25. Probably more than that. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, probably.
That's super funny.
Favorite restaurants for me, I got two, like normal. Po Kim's, which is this like hole in the wall fucking Vietnamese restaurant on Ellis. Holy shit, great fucking noodle food. I always get like ramen soup. I get this like spicy beef and peanut soup. It's fucking delicious. So good. That place, and then there's another barbecue place up on Marion called Lovey's. Holy shit, is Lovey's good. Best pulled pork in the city. And I like.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
Lovey's is
yeah, I'm a big pulled pork fan. I like any type of like barbecue restaurant, and it's fucking. They smoke it there. They do everything there. It's fucking delicious. It's so good.
I gotta try that.
So good.
I
man.
heard Winnipeg's a really good food place.
It is. We are considered like we have more. I've heard we have more variety of restaurant than Toronto has.
Really?
Variety of restaurant.
We also have like really high end restaurants that I'll never go to. That are
Yeah,
apparently
there.
really
I can't.
good.
What's the name of that one? It's just the name of the
High,
street.
it's just
No, I'm thinking of the
529.
529.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
529. Yeah, that one. I heard that one's fucking
It's super good.
insanely good.
It's super good.
Yeah, like we have a great
There's some
restaurant.
places though that are kind of weird with like if you go to the Keg, for example. I don't know if we're talking that as a high end, but if you go to the Keg and then you go to
pretty
Highs,
high
like
end.
Highs is like
It's corporation high end, but yeah, it's high end.
Yeah.
Highs is like double the price of the Keg probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
For
but
a meal, and the steak quality and the meal quality is just as good, if not as good as. Like
Really?
I've been to Highs 3 times. And
I've only been to
every
Highs
time
once.
I've gone,
I-
it's
it's
like,
the, just it's
it was
just
okay.
yeah, it was good.
I've heard the Keg is shit compared to that place.
I would disagree with that.
I would say I like the Keg. Like I go to the
I do
Keg
too.
and get the fucking what is it, the prime rib every time, and it's almost
Awesome
perfect.
Actually,
every
it was on
single time.
special that day.
Yeah, fucking
I've only
amazing.
been to the Keg like twice.
Oh, it's good.
I'm poor.
It's like the meat. I'd say the
I
meat
eat at
cut
7-Eleven,
though
so
is
I'm-
like most of the cuts are like very comparable. That's all.
Okay.
And it just a lot of it I feel like is just
The
being
Keg can do
there
it
and,
cheaper
like,
because they buy more. Like
they
they're a
have all
chain.
male
Oh, yeah.
servers, right? Like
Yeah.
that's so they do like weird old school stuff and I don't know. It's alright.
It's good, but yeah, those are my two. Pretty simple.
Cool.
Pretty easy.
Okay, we'll do this as the last one because we're kind of running low on time. Greatest fear. So
Okay. Yeah, all right.
so mine probably have changed. I would say.
How
in the
about
last
this?
6 months.
Irrational fear and fear.
Okay, so
Yeah.
fear. Like I said, it's probably changed in the last couple months since Christy's been pregnant because now
Yeah.
my only fear and the only thing I'm scared of is the well-being of the baby. For
Super
sure.
fair.
Like,
Yeah,
it's-
that's not irrational at all. That's probably
it
one of the
scares
most
me.
common fears to get with somebody that's in
nothing
your
really
situation,
even
right?
scared me until that point. Until like now, it's like the only thing. It's like always in the back of my mind, and the baby safety and making sure that it. Yeah, baby for sure, number one fear. Yeah, that's all there is.
How about yourself? Oh, do you have an irrational one, or is it just that one?
Just that one. I'd say.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, maybe I'll think of it when something else.
Irrational fear? Well, I think it's rational. People have told me it's irrational.
Ugh.
Cloning? I don't want to be cloned.
Ugh.
I'll
Like,
do
is
my
it
best to
genu-
protect you from that.
You better.
Poke.
You better not have any of my DNA in it.
Cloned, yeah, that's an irrational fear.
That is pretty irrational. Yeah,
No,
it's
that's rational.
well, so you're not gonna be the right now. The technology doesn't allow it to
The
like
clone to
clone.
sheep.
What are the chances of
Yeah, but, like-
them coming to your door and cloning Aaron?
Very high. You don't
You
know
don't
what
know-
I'm up to.
Exactly.
You guys
know
just
me.
know me at one place. That's it.
You don't know what goes on in
I
my
don't know
house.
my past lives.
I say I am at rust, but
Yeah.
not at
Yeah,
all.
it's my computer
I'm really
crashes
worried.
every
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all my rest hours.
Do you have that's your irrational one, or is that your rational one?
Probably irrational. Rational fear? I don't know. Global thermonuclear war?
That's fair. That's a
Yeah,
real
that's
one.
totally
That's
fair.
actually a possibility,
Yeah.
more so than somebody coming to your door and cloning you.
Hey.
It's like
Hey,
The future's coming, man.
what's yours, Ed?
okay, so real fears. They're kind of irrational as well, but it used to be when I was younger was clowns. I had something about not being able
Oh,
to
yeah,
see their
sure.
face.
There's a clown statue right there.
Well, but that's what I've done to get over it is I've like forced myself
Oh,
into
yeah.
into it. But I used to be scared of like not knowing what's behind the face.
Mhm.
But
It's another
honestly,
face.
like it doesn't bother me anymore. I can see clowns; it doesn't bother me anymore. But moths, on the other hand, fucking freak me the fuck out. I know.
Moths.
It's they fucking have eyes on the back and like they're huge
They're
and they're
freaky
disgusting.
looking things for sure.
Yeah, I don't like them. It's just something about them. So like that really fucking bothers me a lot. And like it sucks because like our back door has a light on it, so during the night if I come home at night, there's like fucking 12-foot moths
You
on my
just run.
fucking
Oh
door.
man, have you seen it work?
Oh yeah, I know. You know how hard it is to go there
Yeah,
early in the
there's moths.
morning?
Oh yeah.
It's like they fucking gravitate towards the handle, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
every
like,
time I leave, there's like hundreds.
it's fucking disgusting and weird.
Isn't it weird that we're like scared of things that like
Can't do anything to you.
can't really do anything to you?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I mean. That's where
yeah.
the irrational part
Yeah.
comes.
See,
right?
like the fear of spiders and like snakes that comes from like genes. Where
Yeah.
like, in our ancestors,
We're supposed to be scared of those
they're
things.
bitten by snakes,
Exactly,
shit
yeah,
like that.
exactly,
yeah.
Yeah, it's-
I don't know what moths unless they carry disease.
I don't know why.
That's why people don't.
If
like
it goes within
bats.
DNA, I have no idea. Just like I said earlier, like fluttering in your face. I don't like things swinging around my face. like too close, and they're always that's like where they go every single
Yeah.
fucking time. It's like psh, in my face.
I know an irrational one actually. Now that
I've got my
about it.
irrational one, but you do yours first.
Oh,
yeah.
that was the irrational.
No,
one?
that was a rational one. I have an
Oh, okay. And
irrational
the
one.
clowns.
The clowns was my early one, and this is what it ended up turning into. It was just the moths. So I do have an irrational one, but use.
This is gonna sound terrible, and I don't want anyone to think I'm a bad person because of it. But bums scare me sometimes. Like homeless people on the streets sometimes scare me
I can see that.
because
You've lived in some different areas than
I've lived in
Winnipeg,
some
right?
funky areas. Yes.
Yeah.
But and when I even lived on Kennedy downtown and
Yeah,
stuff like that, you'd
okay.
see some funky. Yeah. Anyways, the only reason I say this, and I'm not saying all bums. I'm not saying like when I say bums, I mean like people that live on the streets or whatever. I'm not saying all of them, but even sometimes people when they come into work, and
They're
stuff like
rough,
that,
eh? Like we've had to deal with like having to
get
get
that a lot.
get
Some
them
of
out of
them-
there because of what they're doing.
What makes them scary to me is that they got nothing to lose a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
they act that way.
They're
You know what I mean?
unpredictable
Like,
too.
They're
Like
unpredictable.
the ones that
Like,
we've
you
dealt
don't-
with, like in the time that I've known you, we've
like
had to do.
you've been
Yeah,
there with one problem with me, right?
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's-
but they have nothing to lose, really,
Yeah.
right? Like you kicking them out, or you calling the cops, or you doing whatever like that's not gonna matter to them. Like it's just
exactly.
like so. There's nothing that I can really do to like. That's why
To be
I
a
feel-
threat to them.
To be a threat to them.
Yeah.
Like not that I have to be a threat to them, but like if they're invading your property or if they're
Well, in our situation, in our life, we have to like if they
I
kind
see
of
it on
like
the
just sit
regular
in front of
managing a
our
bar, right?
yeah,
Like,
they'll
it's-
sit in front of like the storefront sometimes.
Yeah.
we can't like we can't have you there. I'm sorry. Like I try and be I treat when I've had to kick them out a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I try and treat them like the way that I'd want to be treated in that situation. So I try and be like nice
Yeah.
to them. Like, hey, I'm sorry.
Get the
I
fuck
wish
out of here, bum!
with a broom.
Like I try and be just sweeping them off.
Come on now.
Don't even say anything. Just sweep. Just
on.
keep sweeping. Like it's like it sucks that you have to do it, but like
It
it's-
sounds bad, but that's kind of
Yeah.
Just
Here's an
because
idea.
the
in our
unpredictability.
situations we have to
Yeah.
deal with that, and I can
Burn
see
their
that.
clothes.
What's that?
Burn their clothes.
It'll go
That
up.
sounds-
That's for sure.
I
Like
feel like
sounds.
that's a crime.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel that
I
might
mean,
be attempted
Why would I
murder.
burn your clothes?
I mean, they have nothing to lose. Their clothes. That's what means the most.
That. So you want me to take away their world?
The one
Yes.
thing they have,
Terrible.
like I have nothing but clothes. Well, we are gonna burn that.
If someone fucks
Well,
with
you're gonna
you,
have to
you
take
fuck
them
with
off
them.
Touche. I'll only do.
Okay, yours is way more rational than my irrational one. My irrational one is not so much a fear; it's kind of like a fear / pet peeve. So it kind of like ties into our first one, oversized baby heads. It's when you're watching commercials and there's
sick
like
motherfucker.
it's not just on babies. It's like when you watch a commercial for like nasal problems and it's a grown up and they put a baby head on the grown up.
Oh,
That shit
yeah, I see
bothers
what
the
you're saying.
fuck out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Just that particular thing. It's not like babies with big heads. It's grown people that have baby heads in commercials. It's
Yeah.
really fucking dumb, I know, but holy shit, I get so irate every time I
get
see
that.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I really don't, but it just bothers the shit out of me, and I really wish advertisers would just fucking stop doing it.
Stop it now. You heard
Please.
it here. all
Yeah,
right?
you're
Please
hurting me.
Stop.
But that's it, yeah. Like I mean, that's my big irrational one. I don't know. I have one last one. I was really hoping we get to it. Can
And
we
you
do
have
one
like
more?
17
No. I'm
minutes.
talking about this
Oh, okay,
question
yeah,
wise.
Let's do one more question.
One more,
Sure.
that's
Which
all
one do
right.
you want to do?
Favorite band.
Oh, I knew you'd want to do this.
Yeah,
one,
that's
actually.
the
Okay,
one I was.
favorite
looking
band. You can start because you seem jacked up about it.
Yeah, for the most part. It's kind of like
When we say band, can we talk about just any musical group?
any musical group
Okay,
doesn't matter what
okay,
it is.
sure.
Yeah, just music. What's
Sure.
your favorite music group?
Okay.
Green Day because of the early stuff.
Mm.
I agree. It was one of the first like bands that I like wanted to get everything of their stuff. And I'm saying Green Day right now from their very first album on Lookout Records till they got to about the Warning stage when they did the Warning album. Everything in that frame, I would say, is probably close to one of my favorite bands of all time. But my very favorite, Gary Newman, and that's the guy that sings that song "Here in My Car." Like that's that guy. He's fucking fantastic. Everything he's ever done. It's weird. He started out doing 80s music, which inspired Trent Reznor to do Nine Inch Nails, and then Nine Inch Nails inspired Gary Newman to start doing industrial music. And now they live together in the same place because he's like exiled from the country, but Trent Reznor's his like surrogate person that he's allowed to be in America. It's really fucked up, but yeah, really fucking fantastic. Check out Gary Newman if you've never seen him or never heard him.
I'm gonna jump old school on you guys. There's like very few groups that I could listen to like all year round and like over and over again. Timeless music. Timeless is the word I'm gonna use. Frank Sinatra. I can listen to Frank Sinatra
solid.
any day of the week.
The Brat Pack in
Any time of the
general,
day.
like any of the
Sure.
Brat Pack stuff is really
100%.
good, but Frank Sinatra's the cream of the crop out of the Brat Pack.
listen
for
to him
sure.
anytime, any
Yeah.
day. And yeah. And just
I think of
enjoy
you
his
every
music.
time I like flip through records and I see a Frank Sinatra, I'm like, Dwight, and then I just keep going.
My first record I ever had.
Yeah,
Frank
that's-
Sinatra. Yeah.
Very true.
So yeah, Frank Sinatra for sure.
I would say Metallica. but I've already used Metallica.
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 You said like Metallica.
Metallica. Either that or Johnny Cash.
Cash is a solid one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
done.
like Metallica too.
Yeah, I like. Well, everything has been mentioned. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty wide range of what I like, but all these, like, literally the things that you guys have said have all been kind of like the top of those things. So yeah, I agree with all those things. They're all fucking great. Mine's the only one that's kind of a little obscure because of Gary Newman, but most people don't know who the fuck he is.
Now we do. If you didn't know, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, that's solid. Well, if you didn't know, this is Why the Fuck Not, where three guys get around one table and discuss, well, in this case, about 14 different topics for your amusement. If you want to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of us on Why the Fuck Not podcast on Facebook. You can also reach us at WTFNpodcast@gmail.com. And, of course, you can always find us as WTFN on Podbean. That's probably your best place to find us. But if you have any questions, anything you want to report to us, anything, any type of feedback, whether good or not, please let us know, and you can reach us at any of those points. I'm Ed.
I'm Dwight.
And I'm Aaron.
We'll
Glad to be back.
Glad to be back.